Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 20 minutes away from 11 o'clock on Thursday night. Back with a look at day 2 of the Aintree card tomorrow. I hope it's a bit better than today. Making those calls last night, first when I looked at it, Imperial Pass, we backed it last year and I thought that was the one, and then I was saying no, the form horse is Jonbon. A completely different ride than I was expecting. I was expecting Jonbon to be at the back and make one run late in the race, and that he would be behind Imperial Pass. If you had the jockeys changed, it could have been a different result. He got into bother and Townend passed him out, and then he was coming late. Was the small turnaround from Cheltenham a factor? I don't know, but I'm just sick of trying to get Nico right. I get him wrong far more often than right, so I think I've been leaving him be for a while. A lot of people critical of his ride as well, the position he got into on Constitution Hill later in the day. I think the only money I drew was on the exchanges. I put a top 3 bet on Take No Chances. The best performance, well, was Woodoo. That has absolutely transformed itself into some horse. After winning 7 in a row to finish second in a grade 1 behind Lossiemouth. She really put it up to her. They were paying 4 in a race. We were 5th and 6th. And again, both of them came from the back when pace. I cannot understand jockeys can't read the race. So why am I so far back? You have to be up at the pace, especially at Aintree. Anyway, there's one thing I want to mention first before I go on to the horses. Giving a shout out to the local club, the GA club here in Tulse, County Roscommon. They're having a big draw tomorrow night. It's called the Rossi Ramble Draw. It's taking place in the Claddering in Hindon tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. First prize is return tickets for 2 people to the Roscommon New York game next year. And then you have 2 tickets to the Open Championship in Royal Portrush. You have 2 tickets for Electric Picnic, a 500 voucher for Centre Parks, 2 All-Ireland hurling tickets. There's 2 tickets to a Liverpool game, a Manchester United game. I don't see anything for the football final. I presume there would be one as well. There's one for the Camogie and the ladies. But cash prizes the cash value can be taken in lieu of those. You can check it out. The tickets are 20 apiece. There's 3 for 50 and there's 9 for 100. If you check out www.tulsega.ie, I'll try and get a link and put it up in the comment section or on the description later. Sadly, I am not able health-wise to go to London this weekend. Had intended to but I'm staying away from planes with the head not better. And I can't, I've no canoe, paddle my own canoe. So anyone interested in that, I'd appreciate it, and so would the club if you want to check it out. It's going towards lighting and a walkway for the local walkers. There's a lot of walkers, particularly women and young women as well, and all kinds of ages, walking on the roads, so they're putting a walkway around the football pitch. Now, on to Aintree tomorrow. This is the 3 mile 1, grade 1. This has been won by good horses down through the years. Jerry Columba, Ahoy Senior, Chancery House, Lost in Translation. This year's Gold Cup winner, I know what you're thinking, was last year's winner. I don't know. They'll have to improve a lot to replicate that. there's a lot of money for, in the last couple of hours, I see 7s into 3s for Dancing City. I think that needs heavier ground, and it hasn't the form enough to win it, but they're running out of their skin. It was amazing to see Gaelic Warrior today after 2 dreadful runs earlier this campaign, and the way it could improve for the step up in distance on ground that I thought mightn't be suitable. Similar with what's the other one today? Murcia, which could bounce out in front. I know there was a 13-pound swing with Put Your Hands Together. I think Handstands is the one to beat. It has the form of beating Django by twice. That ran well enough today and won the Arkle. Both of them at 2.5. The step up to 3, it shouldn't be a problem. It won a pint to pint, which was with Pat Turley. If you look at it, there's only soft ground to Ballyburn last year in the Ballymore and whatever you call it now, and it fell to Boombawn. Otherwise, it's all a W. It's 9-4. That's the one. We'll just check the prices. 6-year-old. If you're looking at anything like it's the horse that might come to be something as a 7, 8 and 8-year-old in comparison with the other ones that are a bit older. So that is the pick. The William Hill Handicap Hurdle. 22 declared. They're paying 6 places a lot of the bookies. The favourite. How it can be favourite after being beaten over 50 lengths in Cheltenham. But his race was over after the first 2 hurdles, so he nearly ran out as the first and second one. Beaten 52 lengths. But all 5-2 favourite. It's 6-2 on Fav. The horse that I came down on is Tintintin. Bit of money for this in the last hour. Won a bumper first time out. It was 4th in the Greatwood there in November, only beaten 7 lengths by Burdett Road. It stayed on behind Mirabed. Mirabed got first run out in front, but I think the step up and trip is going to suit. It was behind Altabelli. Now, it's saying that was good ground that day in Ascot, but there was a lot of rain in the ground. They were kicking up muck, and similar to this, it was way back. I'm not going to show the videos now because the crowd in Malta would probably object to me, and I'd have to remove them anyway, and it'll take time. But it was way back to about 10th or 11th, 2 out, and it really stayed on. It's a grey horse. This was one. It's not a favourites race at all, this actually. I haven't said that winner last year. 2 out of what? 9. There's one other. We want to see Wade Out running well in this race as well, because we have one picked later that Wade Out was in a race. There's Off the Jury, nearly won the last time. See, Maxwell was on his hole early today. Or that first fence, was it? But Kopek to me is a conundrum. We don't know what to expect. That's the selection anyway. 10-10-10. On to the next race. Romeo Coolio is the favourite. I think it evens out to 6-4. Can't back anything of can't back a gelding anyway of Gordon's. I think he's batting 2% in the last 14 days. 1 out of 44, 2.27%. That was third in Cheltenham. I think it's more of a stare. I think that horse needs 2.5 and maybe in time being a 3-miler. I came down on Tripoli Flyer for Fergal O'Brien. He's fairly going well. This hasn't ran since February, since it won the Dovecote. Won it very well that day. It was raced 133, beat a 139 rated horse. What did they put it up, just as a matter of interest? Nice neat jumper. I think it was Weirden one. An interesting one tomorrow after come back from wind surgery is Royal Infantry. That looked to be going places, but it ran terrible the last day. 142. It's a bit fine on the ratings with Romeo Coolio, but that's the selection. 3:30 is the Melling Chase. Jonbon is going for back-to-back victories in this, and he's also going for his 4th year in a row winning in Aintree. He won over hurdles and over fences twice. Once or twice the fields were small, 4-horse fields. He should win. I mean, he's unbeaten away from Cheltenham. He's 3 for 3 here. El Fabiolo stepping up in trip. He always makes a howler or two. Protectorate, you'd imagine would need further, but it'll be out in front. But as a bet, it's without Jonbon. I'll go for the outsider. 9-1 for Matata. Matata's a front runner, and if they'll be trying to it'll be all a tactical race tomorrow. Matata's only one way of running. Pop it out in front. Now it's stepping up in trip, but he might be able to get away with JJ Slevin. If he gets away with, he's a good jumper, and if he gets the pace right, and I'm just hoping that Jonbon will pick him up late, and the other two might make mistakes. There's questions to answer about the trip for both of them, so it's just a speculative bet. If anyone wants to do it there with Hills, 9-1 without the fav. For fear it actually might win the race. There's no, I'm not saying it will, but crazy things can happen the second day too. So, speculative sort of a bet that. Next race is the 2-mile 5 Topham Trophy over the national fences. Willie has the top 3 in the betting. Blue Lord James de Burley. That was noted on the line last year by the winner, which was, I can't remember, Arizona Cardinal. 20-1. Big price horses win this race. No favourite has won this. 2 second favourites have won it twice. Big price horses win it. There's a horse that never won a chase and was 7th in this race last year. Is Shantreusse. Shantreusse. Tomato. But it finished 7th last year. Now, it nearly came to a standstill at one point. Dara O'Keefe. Dara gets a good spin out of this horse. He was second on it. This was that was in the Thyestes in 2024. This was the race last year. But he made up a power of ground in the last couple of fences from way back. he almost fell at the 40. That was it. But he yes, did well in the circumstances. He's in agreement with me. I should have read that earlier. I could have, what did it say? Copy and paste. But it's 14 or 16 to 1 shot. It seems to have improved a bit this year. And they were trying it a further trip than I think was ideally suited. And there's also one in that we backed the last day in Cheltenham and Grandeur Dam. I remember saying the next evening, or whenever I was doing the review, that Tom Cannon tried to be very, very, very clever. There was three or four false starts, and he didn't go back 2 or 3 years. He just turned around doing a 360. He wanted to get out in front, and he started off in last. He got up to about 3rd or 4th at one point, but he didn't stay. But if he can get off to a flyer tomorrow, he's a good jumper. His fair was open in a clothes shop. I've mentioned that word 10 times since if you get into a nice spin out in front, the first couple I will check the prices. Paying 6th place, you could split stakes between the two of them, or else just take your pick, whichever. King of PRs, he let us down the last year, having won before. He's up in Trip. He could go well if he gets jumping. Where are we here? Grandeur Dam 16 to 1. Shantreusse 12s. On to the second last race. It is a grade 1, 3 miles 1. One last year by Dancing City. We were on Dancing City in Cheltenham and we avoided it here, and he won. There was money for him too that day. I mentioned Gordonelli being in bad form, the horses. Apart from that mare today, and he's a mare running tomorrow, and I give it a chance, is Familiar Dreams. This used to be with Anthony McCann. It was bought for, like, when you look at it, it beat 6.5 in a bumper. Beat Mozzie's sister, beat them handily. It was 4th in a maiden to 6.5. It was bought in for big money when it went to Gordon Elliott. It beat Winter Fog in a maiden, and Winter Fog has been placed in graded hurdle races for Willie Mullins. But then this seemed to, they brought it out to America for a flat race. I think there was a big pot, 315,000 for the winner, but it was tailed off last. Could have taken its toll on it because it didn't come to the track for a while, and then it was behind Maureen at 2 miles 3. But upped in Trip the last day and on better ground. I thought it ran well enough, and it drifted out to 11 to 1. I didn't back it. I was saying, Jesus, must have only 3 legs today. But similar to that Woodoo today, mares in form can hold their form. And in an open sort of a race, that's the selection. I seen in the comments there today, Rhys Loftus left, he's involved in the syndicate that owns King of Answers for Lucinda. He's going there tomorrow. The best of luck to him. Familiar Dreams. Paying 4 places there is 15 to 2, 30 to 6 to 1. It's 7.5 in the exchanges, so it's not drifting. Yes, the yard form is a worry, but just with that way that mare ran today, this one she has ability. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. And then on to the last one. There's a massive punt going on a horse that we won on before, is Hamsayan. I think it's too short. We were on it twice before. We had a good win on it once, but that was 2.5 miles, wasn't it? 2.5 miles this day here. But it lashed out at 2 mile in Ludlow and it lashed out in Ascot. I was sure it would win this day. It didn't. And then they tried it in a pretense qualifier. It didn't stay the last day. But I think it needs further. There's a horse in it that will be out in front, providing there isn't too many false starts. Is Alnalam, Raleigh Murphy, Bo Morgan. This is for amateur jockeys. Just beyond the flat with Charlie Appleby and Milton Harris reached 78. So a fair level of form on the flat. Went to Anthony Charlton. Got a rating of 1.25. But he had two good runs here. Second to Willie the Builder and second to Alcon Risk. Wind surgery then seemed to revitalise him. One snug enough here of 1.29. And then in the Moor battle in Kelso, went for home. It's a tough old pull there in Kelso at the last furlong. Was put up £4 for that. Kraken Rhapsody went back to back in that. He ran that off 1.33. I went for him because he'll be out in front of it, hopefully. I can't. I was looking at videos there earlier. Back and horse was coming from behind, so it was put up £3 for that. But he's actually working out then £2 lower with Bo Morgan's £5 claim. Another horse there with decent enough form as well as Celtic Dino, but it's first time in a handicap, isn't it? It'd have a shot as well to be placed without a doubt. Oh yeah, that was if Weighed Out. That was the horse was on about. If Weighed Out ran fierce well earlier, because that horse Celtic Dino beat it, and Joe Use went on then to win the big the Schweppes, wasn't it? This be trained for this race, so we don't know how well it's handicapped, but it should be in the mix. But big field and inexperience, it'd be a plus for Alnalam. There's one down near the bottom, the same trainer that we had a couple of wins with, Dominic's Fault. That was going well the last day, and it was brought down in Sandown, which was going well. Caelan Quinn has done us a few turns before through the year. It's an open affair. I mean, what price is Dominic's Fault? 33-1. If anyone wanted an outsider that won on him before. But the two main ones would be Alnalam and Celtic Dino would have a chance as well. 11-2 you want to be getting the 7-1 there, really. Anyway. Now, we get on to Saturday for an hour before we go to bed. Won't have to be up at 6:20 like this morning. Hopefully with a bit better luck tomorrow. Bash the bookies, over and out.